Okay, we are here at Agnes Jones. We have a pretty full room here, but this is a good thing. We have some visiting teachers from the United Kingdom, and we would like everybody in the room to introduce themselves.
My name is Jim Gale, first grade team leader, parental support specialist in Agnes Jones Elementary School.
Margul Woolfolk, principal.
Melanie Johnson, leadership support specialist.
I'm Lynn Keast. I'm from a school in Cornwall called Perranporth Community Primary School, and I'm the deputy head teacher, and I teach the 6-year-olds.
Ryan Harry, kindergarten team leader here at Agnes Jones.
Annnemarie, Kendall. Hi, I'm assistant head at St Stephen's Primary in Saltash, Cornwall, and I teach 4-year-olds.
Now, this is the first of a 3-day visit, and we have teachers who are going to be visiting Coretta Scott King Middle School, Kennedy Middle School, Dunbar, Smith Primary, Parkside Elementary, and of course here at Agnes Jones. And if I could ask the teachers real briefly to tell me about what you're hoping to get out of this, and then we'll sort of talk about what you've already gotten out of this in this your first day.
Yes, so we're particularly looking at behaviour management and looking at the practice here in this school and reflecting on how that fits with what we do in our own schools as well. Hopefully be able to go back with some ideas for the UK and to share that with our colleagues in our own school and county-wide hopefully too.
And I'm really interested in how the school deals with children with social and behavioural problems and mental behavioural problems as well.
So give me just a synopsis of, I know that in this first day you were able to kind of get a tour of the school and also kind of take a look at how some of the classrooms are run, and then also, Ms. Woolfolk, you can talk about this a little bit, the monumental task of moving some 600 students or so.
Exactly. And you're talking about testing your discipline when we have to move 622 students to their dismissal locations in about 5 minutes. That really tests all of our dismissal policies, and I think you were able to see some of that happening today.
So what's your first impression about the kids and how the school is run, how they're managed, if you will?
Yes, it's very different to our setting because I've only got 6 classes at our school, so we don't have to have this sort of, what I would call a military operation. Everything you're doing runs probably the same every day, although we have like things that do happen the same each day, and we have a bell. But apart from that, it's fairly free, and it's much bigger. That's the first impression, is the size, and also how many facilities you've got.
And your student population is?
177.
And your student population is larger, correct?
Yes, just under 300 children.
Talk about your first impressions and...
Yeah, I was really impressed with the communication, the fact that the head teacher gets to speak to everybody, or the principal in this country, and also the positive relationships, how positive everybody is. The children have expectations of themselves because of how the adults treat them.
Now, this is the ultimate field trip for you two, but Ms. Woolfolk, if you could talk a little bit about what you're trying to get out of this visit and sharing best practices with teachers from another country.
Okay, I think it's a two-way process. As I'm listening to you all talk, I'm sitting thinking, well, that's similar, or that's something that I need to consider. That's in terms of instruction and discipline as we're talking. But the main piece for me is the cultural exposure, us to you all and you all to us, and I want it to trickle down to our students.
Mr. Gale, what is it like for you kind of trying to give teachers from another country a window into your world as an educator here in Atlanta Public Schools?
We're excited about sharing the strategies and the academic processes that we have in place. We have a phenomenal reform model, CMCD, which we cannot wait to expose to them, to show them how they're being implemented daily in our academic practices.
And if you could tell us also what are your thoughts about trying to get a little bit from them and also share your own education experiences.
Well, I was especially intrigued when Ms. Kendall asked about students with social and behavioral issues. In addition to being the LSS, I also serve as the LEA, so I sit in on all of our special education staffing meetings.
Let's explain what an LEA is for the uninitiated.
I'm the administrative designee that sits in on all of our eligibility meetings, all of our IEPs, our annual evaluations for any students with any special ed, whether it's 504 medical or speech disorder or the gamut of special ed. And so I spend a lot of time working with the behavior specialists for our SRT as well as the district, and also just the regular special ed team developing behavior interventions. So I think it'll be really interesting to go back and forth and hear about ways that y'all work with your special populations and that we do as well.
Yeah. Do you all have a progressive discipline plan?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Could you talk about it?
Yeah. Have you got?
I haven't got mine with me.
Yeah. So this is mine here for our school. So this is our discipline policy.
Okay.
Which is just for our school, not for any other school within the county, but it would be similar, wouldn't it, in expectations and things. And then we break that down into a 5-step plan, 5-stage plan, and this is written in child speak so that the children can access it in the classroom, and then that's up on the classroom wall. So if they're within the classroom, we just deal with the behaviour ourselves, and we all have a behaviour chart which looks like this, and you start the day in the middle. Positive behaviour, you go up the chart, negative behaviour. So rather than actually saying anything about it, you might just move the children. That we can also respond to feedback at playtime as well if children haven't been well behaved.
Not everybody uses the island?
No, we all do, we make our own.
You have to do your own thing.
So we've got going to the moon and all sorts of different things.
We have similar sorts of things.
Yeah.
Do you know Top Gear? You've not seen Top Gear? We saw it on TV yesterday. It's an English programme about, and it's all about cars. It's a really sort of male-orientated programme. And one of the teachers in our school has the cool wall. They have different on Top Gear. They have different cars, and which cars are cool and super cool, and which are really uncool. And one of our teachers has that.
So you try and meet the children where they are, but all children know what it means to say you're going to go down the chart, you're going to go up the chart if you do that again.
So for this one, it's like down below the sea. What
if you end up on the rocks, then you miss some of your playtime. That's right. So there will be consequences, but if you go up the chart, then you get a spot on your own little chart, and you get a reward. After 20 spots, you get a certificate to say good behaviour.
You find that the children respond pretty well to that?
Oh, it's fab. You also know when you've had a good day or a bad day, because if you've had a really good day, you've hardly moved anybody. If you've had a bad day, they're all over the place. But it's also there for other people within the class. So my teaching assistant will use it as well if she's working with them. But if they keep getting into trouble, then we have a book where I write down what's happened. Or if they do something that really is unacceptable, then I write in the book, and then I will speak to the parent that evening to tell them what's happened. And then that's it. We wipe the slate clean, unless then it carries on. And then we would speak to the head teacher, and also what we call our SENCO, our special needs teacher, and we'd have a conference together to discuss the behaviour, and maybe draw up an individual behaviour plan. We've got one of those here as well, where we set things in print, really, saying this is what we're going to do for you, and these are the targets, and this is what they need to think about. And so it's all drawn up with the parents and the child, so that's explicit as to how we're going to help them to improve their behaviour.
So does it ever get to the administrator? What do you call your administrator? The equivalent to a principal?
Yes, that would be
head teacher.
Head teacher.
Okay.
At that point, at stage 3, we'd be involving the head teacher.
Okay.
And then at stage 4, we'd be then bringing in our special needs. And finally, we'd have to exclude the child from school for some period of suspension. But also,
sorry, do you have detentions or anything like that?
No, we don't. No, but we don't seem to need that. So, but you will have children who will jump straight into stage 5 if they do something particularly bad, or you might jump straight into stage 3. It's not always complete. That's right. But that's how we deal with it in our school. But that's only one school.
We're going to let the conversation continue off camera, but we do want to thank everybody for participating, and we're going to come back in a couple days and wrap things up. But thanks very much, and have a great visit the rest of the way.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.